We were privileged to go on board Stena Atlantica, which sailed from the pilot station on the island of Bornholm to Primorsк in Russia, a trip that turned out to be a bit more dramatic than we had expected. After receiving a lift to Stena Atlantica from the Danish pilot and climbed up the 15-meter high ladder, we managed to get a conversation with the captain on the bridge. We had many questions, and the excitement within us landlubbers was clear. We wanted to know everything: how to prepare for ice navigation and what were the biggest dangers ahead for him and the crew.
The preparation is starting from the moment the vessel has been built and designed for the ice. I mean, the challenge is starting from keeping the people healthy. The vessel motion is in 3-4 days coming from plus 10 degrees to minus 25 degrees. But, you know, the human body not always is answering positively in such suddenly change of the temperature, and to arrange the duties and the schedules to be sure that the people will get enough rest time and that they will be full focused on the task as per the procedures, as per experience and as per the latest information we receive from the boarding coastal station or agent. We have to adjust our vessel behavior and keep as possible the speed and the motion to reach in good condition the loading port. Once you already are stuck in the ice, you may expect the ice movements to carry you out in the dangerous navigation area.
The Stena Atlantica has a specially designed hull that breaks the ice as if it were glass, dividing it into shards of various sizes and shapes. We increase our speed through the ice to 10 knots, and the boat feels gigantic and unstoppable. On the bridge there is great activity. 10 degrees to starboard, 10 degrees to port. This is the sound of the captain as he tries to navigate through the frozen water. Suddenly the boat starts to shake, and within minutes it slows down and finally comes to a complete stop. The captain orders fall back, and slowly the vessel eases backwards into the iceless channel which it recently carved. Slow ahead, announces the captain, and we move forwards, gathering pace. We ram the ice at 6 knots. The boat starts to shake, slows down, and finally stops. We again reverse and drive forwards, attempting to break the ice into smaller and smaller bits. It's a slow process. 2 steps forward and 1 step back. The following night I take a walk up to the bow, where I meet Igor, chief officer. I take the opportunity to ask what his role is on board and what he thinks about working for Stena Bulk.
The company cares about the people. I mean, for example, for us, we work here in winter conditions, in cold temperatures and so on. And this is the first company where I see so well supplied the warm clothes. If people feel warm, they work. If they feel cold, they don't work the whole time, only think about how cold they are. I'm the head of deck department, so I'm in charge of all the operations on deck. Like management of the deck crew, then maintenance on deck, then my main responsibility also is cargo operations, like loading, discharging. At the same time, I'm a ship security officer. This means that in accordance with the ISPS code, every ship must have a ship security officer. These 2 last winters, they're very cold, that's why there is a lot of ice in the Gulf of Finland. And as soon as the ice is thin, you can proceed. Because as soon as you stop moving, there will be ice all around you and you will become like a basset. And the only chance for you to wait for the icebreaker to come.
When we wake up the next morning, a desert of ice spreads out as far as the eye can see. We are completely still, the engines are down, something doesn't feel right. The captain reminds us that we are not an icebreaker and that we're stuck. We must wait for assistance. When will it come? My guess is as good as yours, he tells me. Some boats have been stuck here for 2 weeks. At the sound of this, I begin to worry as the scale of personal disruption begins to sink in. I think of my work and important meetings I'll have to cancel, and of course my family, which I'll certainly miss. However, it's the crew's calm and settled manner that quietens my mind. They clearly take this all in their stride and seem to have gotten accustomed to such sudden changes to the plan. For his part, the captain orders a party for us newcomers, so we can get to know one another and to help take our minds off the problem at hand. Without doubt, food is one of the most important factors to keep spirits up within the crew. Therefore, I wanted to find out more about how the chef runs the kitchen.
It's been a routine every day regarding my duties and responsibilities in the kitchen, preparation of all foods, and especially at the galley. Regarding our provision, first we have I have communicate to captain regarding what we have short downstairs in our chamber. Then captain is the one who I will make the provision order, to give it to captain. Captain give to the ship chandler. Especially when I make my provision order, like for example, half of the crew here are Filipino, so I cook for Philippine, and half of the crew is a European, so there is a separate menu. Captain told me, okay, tomorrow we have a small party. Okay, captain, I will prepare tomorrow. For me only, I would like to see all the crew happy, especially when they are eating. Mostly when I prepare, like for example, like this kinds of area is mostly ice outside. Every time I'll make some soup for them, so that become warm for her body.
Still, there is no icebreaker in sight. The horizons remain clear and the days pass slowly by. As a result, my attention focuses indoors. I investigate how the crew spend their time in such conditions. Same as always seems to be the answer. Whether they're stuck or not, life on board must go on. The only difference, I understand, is that the boat sways less. Now we go down to the engine room and meet the chief engineer to find out how the ice affects his work.
Basically, we have to monitor the parameters of the engine, temperatures of the fish water tank out over there in the steering gear room, in the emergency generator room. Lifeboats are okay, and then we have to monitor the seawater temperature, and if necessary, we adjust the seawater temperature with the help of overboard valve, and we have a steam injection on the sea chest. We open that so that the pump doesn't lose suction. All the freshwater lines on the deck, they have to be drained, and so as to avoid any cracking of the pipelines. We make sure that we remain within the parameters, and if anything is there, we must take the action before it gives the alarm. We have a UMS checklist, and the checklist has to be complied with before calling of the day. All the jobs are closed out, and we are ready for the safe passage for sea.
Later, I go on deck and catch a moment with Bosun, who informs me about maintenance upon the vessel.
I joined this company in 1995 when I came from Texaco. Then Texaco absorbed from the chief management to this Northern Marine. That's why I've been with the Northern Marine. I'm the bosun. I'm getting some job orders from the chief officer, supervising the guys, and make some maintenance, the ships, this safety, the works, whatever, painting. We have a lot of programs about safety. That's why maybe lessen the accident. For this winter season, we have for maintenance only because of the ice on deck. And what we did is just the icing from our movable mechanical that we can use for mooring operations. So it's a little bit hard in working this winter time when this deck full of ice.
At last, the icebreakers arrive. Thanks to these guys, we become mobile. But nature is powerful. The pressure of ice means that the ice slabs reform quickly, becoming a hindrance once again. As a result, we merely crawl forward, metre by metre, hour by hour. After half a day, we find ourselves only 1 nautical mile from where we started. After more radio contact and further negotiations, another icebreaker joins the rescue and our pace quickens. Finally, we're free and the ice slips away. It's now day 7 and the boat reaches Primorsk. It's a seemingly small harbour town at first glance, but Primorsk plays a vital role in Russia's gigantic oil industry. Being one of the country's main oil ports, it gives great reason for Stena to be here despite the hazards and hold-ups. A job is a job and someone has got to do it. So to the crew and captain on board the vessel Atlantica, I thank you and take my hat off to you all for your kindness, calm minds and dedication to your work with SilverBullet.